Hello, we are on the air. It's Alaska, and we've got some very special ladies in the studio from a very cool project, a very cool play called Overland that we'll talk about. But instead of me butchering names, I thought maybe you would introduce yourselves and then tell us a little bit about your part in the play Overland. Start with you. I'm looking at you first.
I can go first. Yes. My name is Kristen Ritter, and I am the playwright.
So you wrote it.
I wrote it,
okay.
Yes.
Impressive.
My name is Katy, Laurance, and I play the role of Blanche. And in the world of Overland, Blanche Stuart Scott, she's a real woman, and she was one of the first women to drive across the country unassisted back in 1910.
So Blanche is a real person.
She's a real person.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Danielle Rabinovitch. I play Gerty, Gertrude Buffington Phillips, Blanche's friend throughout this process.
Also a real person.
Also a real
Also
person.
a real
She did have
person.
she had a companion with her, and a reporter who followed her along the path.
Documented the journey.
So Overland is a real story, or at least,
Ooh.
or it's like movies. Obviously, it's either inspired by or based on. Which inspired by means what 15% of the story basically has to be true, and then
That seems fair, yeah.
and then based on is like 30%, at least 30%
Right.
has to be true. So basically, it's. I guess explain it.
Yeah.
How much
So all the core facts, this woman did drive across the United States doing all her own repairs. She went on to be one of the first aviators. She went to Hollywood. She wrote scripts for Hollywood. She was a radio personality. She was she had this incredible life.
An overachiever.
And all of that is true in
An
1910.
overachiever.
Yeah.
in a world where women weren't really allowed to overachieve.
It is, yeah, it was
Exactly.
very interesting.
Absolutely.
That said, the tone of the play is not historically accurate. It's very much a comedy.
Okay.
There's a lot of banter. There's a lot of stylized dialogue, so that style is not. It's not a biography of Blanche, but those core facts are true.
How did you come up with the idea for this? I mean, where did you stumble upon Blanche? I mean,
I read a book.
You read a book?
And,
Okay.
And I was like, wow, this is
They
interesting.
say
I've
reading
never
is
heard.
good.
Yes.
Good to
Who
read.
knew? Great source of inspiration. And I had never heard of her, and nobody I knew had ever heard of her. And I just thought that was very interesting.
You would think somebody that's historic in that time, and no one has ever heard of her. No one ever made a movie about it.
No. That's actually why we had to change the name, because Blanche Stuart Scott doesn't evoke anything. That was one of the feedback we got. They were like, but no one's ever heard of her. So, and I was like, yeah, that's the point. We want more people to learn about her. They're like, yeah, but before people see the play, there's no associations, there's no connotations. No one knows this woman. And they're like, I think you should change it to Overland. And we're like, okay, we'll accept feedback. That's fine. we'll do a name change. So yeah, it's been very interesting.
And this has all been done in Anchorage, right? You guys are all natives of Anchorage or have been here for quite some time, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's an all Anchorage-based team that's put it together from the start.
Is it harder? Usually the answer is it harder to do things in Anchorage or do things in Alaska because we are so remote and in the middle of nowhere? Is something like this a little bit harder? Like harder to get things moving, get people to be a part of it, get people to come out and watch it, because that's part of how you guys make money or raise money to do this is to sell tickets.
We're in a unique position in that, yes, we are disconnected, and the life of Overland as a play in particular has been a lot of travel. So we've performed it in Los Angeles. We're taking it to New York City in January, and any time that you want to travel a show is an incredible undertaking from a cost perspective, logistics, risk, et cetera, and also making connections with those theaters. They're not a part of our regular community, down in LA or New York. So in that way, yes. That said, Anchorage has an incredible community of artists, and I don't think we've really run into a shortage of support here for this play.
We've been
and what we're
incredibly
doing.
lucky. Yeah.
So we have an incredible cast and production team that we've all been together from the start. Almost 2 years ago, a little bit longer depending on how you count it. And so in that way, I think finding the support has been not difficult. Kristen also took Overland to the Valdez Theater Conference as a script.
Oh, okay. Valdez, Alaska.
Yes.
Not easy to get to. It's a long drive.
It's not, but it actually has a very well-known and respected theater conference that they do every summer, and has been going on since the 80s.
And their new convention center they just built is amazing.
It's beautiful, great theater. And so they do a week-long Playwrights conference every year. In past decades, they've had really famous actors go there. Annette Bening was an actor that went and read there one year. And so you get about 50 plays and golly, I think it's like almost 250 actors from Alaska and around the country, around the world that go to this and participate in reading these plays.
That's really cool.
So having that in not our backyard, I mean, it's hours away, but having
in
that
Alaska, that's
accessible.
our backyard. I mean, that's Seattle is, oh yeah, we're right over by Seattle. Not really, but that's just kind of Alaska,
Right.
things that are a 6-hour drive is, oh yeah, that's our neighbor right over there, Fairbanks and stuff. Well, this is awesome. So Overland, and you mentioned you're going to New York. So what does that mean? Like you're going to New York. So that trip, you're going to, put this on, or I know you guys, you've won some awards.
Yes. Yeah. So we have submitted this play different places. So when we submitted it to Los Angeles, there's this Los CLA Theater Festival in Los Angeles. They get like 500 scripts and they choose 5 of them to be part of the festival. And this was one of the 5.
Wow.
We went there last summer.
Out of 500.
Out of 500.
That's impressive.
We went there and we actually did really well. Katy Laurance here was best lead actor. She got a festival award. We got best ensemble, which is obviously all the actors. And then best director, which is Danielle Randall, who's amazing. She is like the amazing. We love her. And so we had this really good run. And then we submitted the show to the Tank in New York, which does a lot of the same things that the festival does. So if they choose you, they give you free rehearsal space, they give you a place to perform, they do box office, they do insurance, they basically just give you everything you would possibly need to put your show up in New York. It's a little bit, so it's incredible for people that live in New York. It's a little bit more complicated for us because we have to get everyone to New York. But it's still this just incredible opportunity that they invited us to be a part of. And so we're like, yes, we want to try to make it happen, which is why we're doing fundraising right now.
So how many people do you have to, obviously there's the actors, but then there's the directors, and then there's the crew and all those things. How many total people do you have to get to New York?
We're only trying to get 6 right now. We're taking 4 actors.
All right.
The director and myself, the playwright, and then we're going to hopefully have a local
stage manager
help us out.
Right.
So we're trying to get 6 people to New York.
See, and that's part of doing things here is you gotta everything's got to be scaled down, right?
And we have to take the car too.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So
oh my God. Don't
you have to drive?
Well, no.
the old timey
the Overland motor car that she drove.
Aaron Bell, who is also an incredible actor in this show, he has made a new car for every show that we have done. He has had to reconstruct an entire set piece because they drive across the country in a car.
Yeah.
And he has made one for us. But because the stages are different dimensions or we have different needs, he's just had to build it from scratch every time. And so we're like, hey, Aaron, we'd like to go to New York. And then
he does so happily.
He does so, yes. We would be lost without him.
So you got to ship that, right?
Well,
or
That's what we're working on now.
Yeah.
Is we're trying to determine if the leads that we had to source a constructed vehicle in the New York area, if that will be accessible to us, if that's available, and if not, then we will be bringing our own, and essentially in a modular car that we can ship across the country to meet us there and build on the stage.
We're mid-process on this, so if anyone has any idea.
Any shipping companies maybe?
Any shipping companies.
If they'd love to,
please.
Right, that would be incredible.
It's been a really interesting challenge to go from traveling the show to LA initially and then to Valdez and all the challenges associated with that, the logistics, the sets, the costumes, everything. And then going from Valdez to New York and just the grand expansion of conceptually. So
Yeah.
getting
Right.
everything there has been quite a journey.
Yep.
Literally.
I mean, and it is a journey, and this is so cool, and something that people just don't realize. I mean, it's like one of those things, you have to do it to realize what it takes to, put on a movie or put on a play. People see
yes.
plays and they go to concerts and they just assume that they happen. They go to plays and just assume it happens. They don't realize all the work that is involved, and this isn't your day jobs, right? This is something this is passion. This is
that's
something
correct.
that you probably put your own money into.
Yes.
Luckily, it's a labor of love.
Yeah. It's a hobby. It's a hobby, but is there an end game? Is it like, we want to bring this to Broadway? Like, what's the ultimate thing that could happen for you guys? Is that Broadway, or is it a movie house going, hey, we want to pick this up and make it into a movie, or is it all those things?
I think it's different things for different people. As a playwright, that would be very cool if it started getting like a production run somewhere. Obviously, the actors getting seen in New York, I think, is a kind of final goal for us. So it's funny you should mention the thing about like people not knowing what goes into it. That was us. We are just a bunch of artists who have like had to learn to produce a play.
Oh, really?
And so
Yes.
we're like, okay, this is not our skill set.
You
but
weren't
it's
coming
going
from a
to-
spot of
we
experience.
were, yeah, no,
It's
we were like,
okay, we're
oh,
just
this is
gonna
our
do it.
fourth. Yeah. We were like, we really want to do this play. And so everyone has just been pitching in, like you said, like just 200%. It's been amazing. But I do think we're getting a little exhausted. So I think New York is kind of our end game. Like we want to take it to New York, and we are going to invite a lot of industry experts to come see it. So if there is another step, it can be like taken from there. But I don't know that we personally will be taking it anywhere after New York. New York is the end game.
Okay, so you'd like somebody to pick it up. I mean, all well-known plays. Isn't that how they start? There's a playwright and there's actors, and you put it on, and then suddenly it becomes national, and other places put it on, right? Am I right, or?
There's not playwriting and play production. It's very much the Wild West. There's not like one path. But what the thing that seems to be in common most of the time is that, a play that seems like a sudden hit is not sudden. The playwright probably wrote it, the first draft, at least 10 years prior to that.
It seems like it happened overnight, but no, it did not.
And it starts out small. You're reading it in your living room, or if you have contacts, maybe you find some industry person to read it. You submit it to festivals and see if it gets accepted. But really, it's getting it out there enough times that someone sees it who loves it, and enough to invest their expertise or their resources.
Yeah.
Into taking it to a next step. A big part, for a playwright is getting it published potentially. When it's published, then other theaters can pick it up and start doing it.
Like a book, if it gets published, suddenly,
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's cool.
But to do that, you have to have productions of it of a certain caliber. Representatives from publishing companies have to come see it. And so New York is a potential opportunity for that.
The Big Apple. That's where you go. I mean, it's New York or LA. I mean, that's really where you go for things like that.
The theater we're performing in is a 99-seat theater just 2 blocks off of Broadway. So
you can smell Broadway from there.
Almost taste it.
What does Broadway smell like?
Pizza. There's a lot of pizza.
Hot dogs. Well, you mentioned fundraising as a big part of this. Obviously, you put your own money into it, a lot of your own time. I mean, that's a big part of it, and time is money. So how can people help? Who wants to tackle that big one? How can people listening, be a part of it?
We do have a website going where people can make donations. Every little bit helps. You can also share and like our socials, which is a huge help in and of itself. And then we're going to be having a performance in the Sydney Laurance at the Performing Arts Center on January 9th. And it'll be a one-night only preview performance where people can come and see the show before we travel it to New York. And all the proceeds, or a portion of the proceeds, will be going towards us getting to New York from ticket sales. So
so come see the show.
Yeah.
That's a great way to support us.
What's the website?
Absolutely. Centertix.net.
For the tickets, but what's your
for
website?
For the tickets, will go on sale on Friday. And then our website,
Overlandtheplay.com.
overlandtheplay.com.
All one word, lowercase.
Nice.
Overlandtheplay.com.
Well, I don't want to put you two on the spot, but seeing that you are in the play, is there a certain scene you could act for us right now? You can say no. I mean, that's, it's like, all right, well, seeing you here, would you make me laugh? Is there a certain scene between you guys, Blanche and Gerty?
Yeah.
Or 2-1.
They have to do
1-1 or 2-1.
That's theater talk for
1-1?
something.
1-1.
1-1.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just don't need a lot of context for
No,
that.
it's
so
true.
it's like
It's true.
an easy.
Yeah. So we can do Act 1, Scene 1.
I love this. Is like a table read.
This is-
I've always wanted to be part of a table read.
I
gosh.
wouldn't maybe do the whole thing. Right?
No, yeah. Where
No.
do we want to?
You can just let us know. You can bring in the
Okay.
Yeah,
Bring in
the
giant cane to-
I'll let you do that
Okay.
end scene.
Okay.
End scene, fade to black.
But like reach that hand deep because I'm going to be looking at her.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
What is that dreadful noise?
That, my friend, is a 4-cylinder engine. That is the sound of the future.
And the exhaust?
That is the exhaust of the future.
My, but you're chipper?
We're about to make history.
You're about to make history. I'm just here to record it.
Wonderful. Write this down. Blanche Stuart Scott,
Blanche Stuart Scott,
of unparalleled mind and beautiful of face,
aged 26.
looked behind the wheel of the Lady Overland like Julius Caesar must have looked atop his chariot.
Will attempt to drive across the United States from New York to California in the Lady Overland, an automobile.
No more perfect a sight could be conceived on all the good green earth.
It is a stock car, Model 38.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to refine that when we're driving across the country together. I fancy we're going to become the best of friends.
Or respectfully aloof colleagues, which is another very appropriate and professional relationship that two people might share.
Or adventuring souls who strike at the poetic heart of the great American landscapes.
It's not supposed to be poetry. It's supposed to be an advertisement for the car.
I thought you were writing a book.
I am.
Are you writing a book or an advertisement?
I'm writing a book-shaped advertisement.
Well, at least my face will be on the cover.
Okay.
I love it.
So that's how it begins. That's how the
that's how they meet.
That's how they meet.
adventure begins.
It's a bit of an odd couple situation where they don't get along really well at first.
Because your character is wanting one thing, and you're really in it for something else. You want your story told of what you're doing, and you're looking, this is a great way to sell cars. And then a friendship grows.
That's exactly right.
No, they actually are enemies the whole time.
Okay.
And then it just gets worse.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
That's-
You'll have to come and see which is the truth.
and then someone
Yeah.
gets murdered at the
It's
end.
a real downbeat for a comedy.
It's a comedy murder. Something new. Good old
I wanted to
fashioned
subvert
comedy
the
murder.
trope.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, this is so cool. And might I say, I mean, it's a lot of work to do anything. I mean, doing plays, putting on events, so much work, especially like you said, you guys kind of are learning as you go, and then now you're traveling to other cities and having to make relationships and trust people. That's a good question. Like, you're reaching out to all these people, you're going to LA and you're having to give people an opportunity, to do things for you guys or help you guys out. How do you know if they're trustworthy? Like you're trying to find a crew, a stage manager, and a crew down in New York. How do you find somebody or a group or people that are trustworthy?
We've just been sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we are fortunate enough to have support in a lot of different areas. And so we have some friends and some contacts we've been reaching out to. And we'll see where that leads us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the what I had mentioned before, the Valdez Theater Conference has been it's an incredible opportunity every year to be a part of it, whether you're going as a writer or going as a performer, but it does help to forge contacts and connections with people in the industry, like I said, from all over the world. And there's a good contingent of people from the New York area or people that have gone to the conference who are now in New York. Danielle, I think you've been going to the conference the longest, right?
I think I have. Gosh, I think I've been going for, I want to say 11 years.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I also had the realization the other day that I have a few friends who are playwrights who have had work performed at the Tank. Recently, and they all just can't recommend it enough, that it's a really amazing
that's
experience,
good.
a wonderful organization. So yeah,
And
they
they
were
can
very, very
They
encouraging.
can steer you in the right direction. Obviously, okay, they're reputable. They can, give you to the right people. And,
Yes.
and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now before we wrap up the show, of course, raising money is very, very important. Again, how can people listening help this really cool endeavor?
So definitely going to, if you go to our Instagram, which is Blanche Stuart Scott is our handle. Stuart is spelled Stuart, no W, which is another reason why maybe the name changed. It was hard to spell.
Yeah.
Important details.
Yeah.
Overland is so much easier
Right,
than
so much
Blanche
easier.
Stuart Scott with no
Right,
W.
right. If you go to if you follow us on Instagram, you can kind of keep tabs on what we're up to. We have a link in our bio where you can find links to how to donate. We've got you can donate to us directly via Venmo. We also the Tank Theater also provides a link where people can make tax deductible donations if that's something folks are interested in. And so you can find information there on our bio, and then also on our website you can find links to donate. And then
Overlandtheplay.com.
Overlandtheplay.com.
The play. Make sure you get the in there.
Yes.
Overlandtheplay.com. And then come to the show January 9th at the Sydney Laurance.
Absolutely. It is the last show that Alaska audiences are going to get to see of Overland for the foreseeable future. So not only is it a great chance to see just a laugh out loud from start to finish comedy, but also to be able to support us. Every ticket that we sell, every person that buys a ticket, every person who tells their friend to buy a ticket helps to pay for all the production cost it takes to get this crew and the car to New York.
And the Sydney, the car, that's the big thing. You gotta get that thing. That's a big piece of the play. We got to get that to New York.
Yeah.
Sydney Laurance, beautiful theater, about 340 people, big, nice, big stage. And of course, the Performing Arts Center always does a great job of helping with putting on shows and things like that. So centertix.com, right?
.net.
.net.
It's .com. No, they changed it.
They changed it?
They changed it a while back. It's .com. Yeah.
What?
I know.
Mind blown.
Yeah, I know. Something happened, and I didn't like .net's always confusing. You got .org, .net,
Right.
.gov, but yeah, they were able to change it to .com, so it's centertix.com.
That's
Yay!
great.
That's great.
Yay.
Something to get excited over. Yeah. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being on the show, and good luck. This is just such a cool story.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's a wrap.